We're jumping into game. We're jumping into game number 3, and we see right now priority goes over to Corky. Stuart, is this a good thing or a bad thing for Nova Esports? What do you think?
We're basically going back to how draft 1 was, right back to game number 1. You know, the exact same bans for both Nova and Rolster, and then it's the first pick for Nova. But here is the adaptation. You know, this is where Rolster went for Kha'Zix and Ziggs in game number 1, but instead they're taking away the Camille, and now they're picking up the Ziggs again, which means that
Kha'Zix is open.
Exactly, Kha'Zix is open again. So if you're on the side of Nova, do you just give long at Kha'Zix, or do you just leave it out for the ban effect? Instead, it goes back to the Lee Sin.
And
really going back to game number 1.
And I like it here by Nova because we highlighted very clearly how many kills and how much gold was left on the table by Long, just kind of not being as familiar on the mechanics as he has been because it's been banned away every single series. And then a Renekton on the top side of the map. Isa saying, I'm throwing down the gauntlet here. So do we stick with the Camille there, or do we flex it away?
It's another situation, you know, if you're a Rattel, do you feel comfortable, or do you just go to the Garen? Maybe I was about to say, maybe you pick it up here because I feel like Nova just ban it out themselves, and now Rattel, he's gone from being the hyper carry last year to just being on tank duty. But saying that, last game, he went for Black Cleaver, he went for Soraida's Grudge as well for the slows. He was building Garen like a hyper carry, like a carry.
I love that, the Rolster wide coach, he's got the Arthur fist ready to go. He's like, oh, you taking Renekton? Don't worry. Our Garen's ready. Rattel's back, baby. No more ego for Rattel. He's gonna give it his best shot. We'll see what happens here. The ban phase now coming on through as Morgana and Jace get taken away. Again, Jace has been mostly banned by Rolster Y, but Nova do not want to give that one over. But I think Luna on the Ziggs, he did a lot of damage in game number 1. It just felt like it wasn't as impactful as the CC he was providing and the engage tool, both as a disengage and engage tool with the Varus. So I think you're going to need to find who's going to provide that here for Rolster.
And the thing is that the Ziggs can still go into Zero's hands as well. That still could be a flex pick. It still could go to Zero if they do want it. You know, if they do want Luna or maybe like a hyper carry instead or someone like that. It depends, but I would think that maybe it goes into the hands of Luna because we saw it in game number 1. They'll probably pick a support here on the side of Rolster, and they'll leave that flexibility till last. So you've still got to play on the back of your mind if you're Nova. You know, is the Ziggs going in the mid lane? Is the Ziggs going in the duo lane to Luna? Could go back to set for Nomel. I think Nomel had a really great set game. You know, Nomel has been, there you go. And Nomel's just going to go back to his main engage source of what he was in game number 2. Every single time Rolster looks for a fight, it's always Nomel at the start. It's always him, the one going in for engages the whole time.
But that nearly hit us. Did you see that? Yeah. That nearly hit us. We had to dodge it physically. I did. I don't know if you guys moved, but...
Haymaker.
Yeah, I definitely did. But right now we're seeing a little bit of shades from game 1 here, but now with a little bit of a twist as Orianna comes in as well. This is going to be there's a lot of power here on the side of Nova Esports, and I'm wondering if, we have an Alistar as well. Digon, how are you feeling about Nova's lineup right now?
Lots of tools to deter probably the best player on Rolster so far, Nomel's, like engages, and now a Zed. And I like this here because this gives Rolster Y the opportunity to take skirmishes, not extended team fights. And as much as the Lee Sin wants a skirmish, the Renekton wants a skirmish, Orianna does not. Orianna wants a team fight. So if you start going down to the bottom side of the map and it's an engage by set, here comes Zed, here comes Camille, that's a quick kill, and now all of a sudden you have much better team fight 5v4.
I think, like you mentioned, I think Long is definitely going to focus more towards the mid and the top side, towards that Renekton as well. Try and get Yeezy ahead on this Renekton, because if Yeezy can get ahead on this Renekton, it's going to be a scary crocodile that we'll also have to play up against.
Well, we're going to see if that crocodile can be very scary indeed as we head into game number 3. Grand and Anom.
Okay, you have a lot of hopium for the current teams, though. Sure. And maybe that does change things slightly. Yeah. But I feel like, you know, they deserve some respect here coming into this one, right? Nova have been looking incredible in the competition so far, and Rolster Y fighting back incredibly well. I mean, honestly, really coming to form on both sides. frankly, this is really a situation of better team just wins.
Very interesting coming in from Nova right away, starting things off with a lane swap here. Cocky farms for free against Garen. It's kind of hard to kill you with a Garen Camille combo. You would really have to mess up your positioning. And Renekton has a good lane time into the Zed. I love the swap to start things off from Nova.
See what happens here. Zero trading back against Isa.
Really good.
Very close there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to touch on as well, right? Rolster White, their team compositions, the adaptations they've made after Game 1 have been doing them a lot of favors right now. In Game 1, they really only had one way to win the game. Their comp only allowed them to win through poke.
Haha!
Look at that, trading back from Nian. Good job.
Using the exhaust will cut a lot of the damage out from Rattel.
Yeah. But back onto the point about team compositions, Rolster Y right now, they have a lot more power. They have the ability to side lane. They win the side lane with Zed, Camille. They have a tank. They have Engage coming in from Nomel. Overall, I think all the tools are here to give a dub over to Rolster Y.
What an interesting situation. Noel coming in.
That's
They get a beautiful lockdown, but he's gets the dash away, still has his flash, and so Rolster Y would not persist for the kill.
Little criticism, both Nomel and Zero stack their ignites there. Minor thing, but that shouldn't be something that's happening. You need to communicate that one.
Flashing forward, it's a
But that's
flash
fine because they're gonna dive this.
They're setting up 3 members here towards the top side. Wave starting to crash in. Zero over the side. They have no vision of this happening. Wave starts to come through. Zero is going to be nearby. He wants to try and finish off a kill on the Rattel first. Flash away from the end. One more auto type, but Zero taking damage to the turret.
No.
He still survives though. And first blood, 3 games in a row to Rolster Y.
Rolster Y doing a very good job at identifying their win conditions in these games. Corky might have a free lane against Garen. I said you couldn't dive him, but you know what you could do? You could stack the wave and you can. I said you couldn't gank him, sorry, but you can dive him, and that's exactly what Rolster Y did right there.
Sure. Being able to identify that, do a good job of that. And after getting mid lane pressure, you rotate towards the top side and you get the dive going.
Yeah, this is good. Good start coming in from Rolster Y. The fact that the kill goes over to Do as well is gonna do him a lot of favors. Lee Sin has a great time in this jungle matchup. He has a lot of freedom in the first 5 minutes to really run the show. But that first kill will bring Do ever so much closer to his Divine Sundra, to his power spikes. And this is a matchup where Camille will hard outscale you on.
Good part about having the Zed here is the ability to try and dive into the back. One of the biggest responses we've seen to the Zed pickup has been the Garen, and so I like the fact that Rolster Y had the presence of mind to pick up the Garen first and then the Zed after.
Yeah, really good stuff coming in from Rolster Y, and also the Zed is not something which teams which normally ban against Rolster Y. I do believe this is the first time Zero's playing it. It might be one of the first times for sure, and it's not really his kind of champion as well. That's not something you would expect from Zero. If you're talking about who the big carries normally are, who gets draft priority, it's Luna, it's Do, it's Rattel. But because you're early picking champions like Garen, like Ziggs, you don't need to save them counter picks, and that gives Zero the freedom to come in with something sneaky that you don't expect, like the Zed.
See, here's the interesting thing, right? I've looked back, looking back towards Rolster Y's drafts before, oftentimes you go like, oh, okay, that's pretty nice, you know, it fits well within the identity, within the composition, but it's never really been exceptional. Well, I'm gonna have to hold that thought as Isa now facing off against 2 members in the mid lane, has to flash away. Nomel rushing down from the top side. Does get to get away with his ultimate and flash and barrier used.
But that's a dub for Rolster Y nonetheless. You used 2 outs. Oh no.
Nice kick away. Zero might have to try and flash out, but caught by the crippling strike. The damage out from Long, too much to deal with. A return kill for Nova.
You can't make a mistake against Long. You can't afford to make a mistake against Nova. Such a tiny error. Like, not basing safely, basing greedily right there from Zero. Gets him punished so hard by Long. That gives Long first, another kill. And I think he's off to a good start here.
I'm just going to very quickly finish off the point I was trying to make. You look back towards Rolster Y's drafts, you know, have been good, but not too overbearing.
Yeah.
I feel like in this series particularly, you know, for the champions you want to try and get, has been looking very nice. You know, it feels good, especially.
It feels good for sure. And now we are rapidly approaching the first objective spawns. We have Package on Corky. He has Howlbreaker as well. So this is kind of the dilemma you were talking about in Game 1, where if he comes down, he's kind of weak because he has the Howlbreaker, but he needs to come down because he has the Package anyway. And if you look at the team comps as a whole, I would honestly say I think Rolster Y are looking pretty strong, looking pretty scary right now. We just have to watch out for 2 main things from the side of Nova. Lee Sin, Renekton. That's your power spike right now. What can Lee Sin, Renekton do here?
Dragon up, Rift Herald up, off to the side lane. Zero and Isa once again get their matchup. The Dragon going over to Nova. Rolster Y want the Rift Herald instead.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a trade. Nian is just fishing with some rockets. He has the package to get away, so he should be fine. Luna though,
Shockwave lands on the Luna. Good amount of damage, but they're looking for a catch on the remake. Trades back for some damage. The barrier burnt by the Orianna.
Such a good trade from both of these teams, knowing exactly what they need to do in that situation. Nothing substantial comes out of as a result of that one.
Here we go, setting up a dive towards the bot side.
That's really nice.
Gets kited away. Zero, a beautiful movement. Dashes back on the turret. You can now start to see isolated.
Isa's dead.
Off between two turrets. Isa gets pulled back. The Showstopper and Facebreaker trying to give the kill over the
No.
Nova, but Nomel picks it up.
Ignite was the last instance of damage there. That's why Nomel picked that one up. A little bit unfortunate.
Flashing forward, Rattel for a quick kill on the Yami. True damage from Ignite takes down the Elsa. Dude, the Elsa ultimate.
I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to curse it.
Then
but
don't
Rolster
say it. Don't say it,
Rolster
Omo.
Y are looking like they might be the better team here today. They're answering every single play that Nova's makes, and they're being proactive on their own plays as well. Rolster Y ticking all the boxes here, looking amazing in Game 3.
I've never seen a bigger curse than the Omo curse, so please refrain from making these comments
It's too late.
again.
I've already said it.
Please refrain from making these comments again. We'll cap it at 1.
Okay. I gotta use my curse on Rolster Y so I don't accidentally use it on RRQ, on Team Flash, on Flash Wolves later today.
No, yours is boundless. Like, you're
That is
unlimited. It's free flowing. Well, though, off in the jungle, spawns out Nova. Nova trying to fight back, trying to get some control towards the bottom side. Set up for a dive here, potentially Zero with an amazing outplay last time around.
Nice. Little protobelt there to save Nomel. And honestly, Nova, they've been doing what they always do. They've been trying to cross-map. They've been trying to funnel resources into Isa. But Rolster Y, they've learned, they've adapted, they've overcome. They're answering every play that Nova are trying to make now and making better plays on their own side of the map as well. So Rolster Y, the pace of the game is going to slow down for a bit here. They did lose the first dragon, but they chunked the mid lane turret. It's a very WCK style Herald. You don't secure any turret goal, but you chunk it down. Any more space on the map, and Luna, one satchel will be enough to take it down.
Next dragon up is going to be the Cloud Drake. The Inferno went over the Nova first to get a little bit more damage. But again, in a very similar position, when you have the Lee Sin, you have the Alistar, the Renekton. You have some decent fighting potential, but in the hyper late game, Roasted Y tend to do outscale.
Yeah, Rolster Y will outscale, I think, eventually. The Oh, Nomel gets caught. Again.
Well, picks up the shield, flashes to the wall.
Look at that, man. Look at Luna. He always positions his outs perfectly. His arrows always hit multiple people. His grenades always hit multiple people. This guy just knows his angles well.
I feel like that's a slightly different thing than a bouncing bomb, but
Yeah, but still.
sure.
Look at Howlbreaker. Look at the power of Howlbreaker, by the way. Koki just
tanky.
1v1 the Zed. True deathmark because of Howlbreaker. Cool.
Cool.
That's
Very,
cool.
Very fun. But I'm sure as Zero picks up more damage, you know,
Yeah.
there's going to be more opportunities for this.
And this is what we always talk about, right? Zed's power is on a scale. It's on a graph. You spike super hard in the early game once you get your death mark. You basically get to 1v1 anyone. You kind of lose power in the mid game once stopwatches, once hourglasses get completed. But once you get to the late game, your out cooldown is shorter than hourglass cooldown. You just chuck ultimates off CD, and eventually you'll find someone lacking. You'll burn a flash. You'll kill them through hourglass. Something will slip eventually. And that's what we're looking for here on the side of Rolster Y.
Let's see if Zero can execute towards that. If anything, his early game performance does give us a full confidence, I would say. Roster Y still having some difficulty taking down that mid lane turret.
Yeah.
Still up at this point. They have the satchel charges, but you can see it only whittling down the turret eventually. At the same time, Riftchild, second one of the game, coming up in just under 15 seconds, and Nova are the ones in control first.
Nova in full control. They do not have the package yet, I believe. Oh, they do actually. That's in the pocket of Nian right now. They're happy to start this one off. But you have to keep in mind that Remake cannot leave the mid lane right now. The moment he does, that satchel will take down the turret. So he has to stay in mid lane. He's stuck. He's trapped.
Luna has his ultimate, which is able to provide more utility for the rest of his team from further away.
Fantastic. Exactly, Brandon.
Thank you very much, Obo. Roster Y also doing their due diligence.
swap
Nova
it.
start this one up. First Redemption giving them vision of the Rift Herald.
Look
Trying
at
to swing
Zero.
back.
Look at where Zero is, though. But Iza's well aware. He's marking him.
Nian over by the side in the mid lane. Has to use the package. The package comes down early. They manage to find the first takedown. It's going down on Yami. Yami sacrifices his life so that he can pick up the Rift Herald for his team. Nova trade one for the Rift Herald.
One for the Rift Herald. I think that's worth right now. Considering the game state, you lose your support, you get the Rift Herald, you're happy with that one. But mid lane turret does still drop in favor of Roster Y. Now the question is, what can you do with this Rift Herald? And I'll be real with you here, Grandin. I think Roster Y are happy to give that one up. Rift Herald right now on the state of Nova, where on the map are you actually going to attack? Mid lane Like, the Ziggs are just gonna kill every single wave. If you use it on side lanes, you're not strong on the side lanes. They have better side lanes than you for the first time this series. Garen's stronger than Renekton right now. Zad's stronger than Koki right now. Things are looking up for Rolster Y as they start posturing for this dragon.
Long for a quick recall, goes back to base, but not before he picks up the Scuttle Crab. Rolster Y now positioning in the Dragon Pit, clearing out vision, but you cannot clear the Scuttle Shrine.
And this is something that Rolster Y have been doing so well the entire series, even in game 1 that they lost. They will always secure mid-wave, they will always secure mid-prio, and they will always trap someone from the side of Nova, because Nova always approaches from the side lanes. Looking for flank angle here.
Long once again looking for a steal, but No goes in first to try and finish off a first target. Remake over by the side, pops the shockwave, but the shockwave does not get that
Look
much.
at
The work
Iza.
done. Yami over by the back, dashing into the back line. Zero looking for a first kill, trying to take down Nyan, and he finds the pickup over by the side though. The rest of Nova continue to press on against Rolster Y. Send them dashing on the turret. Iza's still there. They manage to take down Luna finally here. Now Zero joins back into the fight. The Reptile starts to come across. Noel taking damage. The orb coming through for the Oriana. Remake getting some damage down. Yami joins in the fight here again. Finally, turret falls on this side. Rattel sent running. Zero needs to deal with the Rift Herald, but he cannot go back in.
And Long will be able to get a dragon as well because they're so low on the side of Rolster Y. Lee Sin can lifesteal. He's good to go. And that's what you're going to use the Herald for. I guess you don't need the side lane. Herald is just a tool to enable you to dive the turret here. That's about as WRL as it gets. And that team fight, it was all Iza, the Crocodile in the back line, shut down Rolster Y.
Beautiful understanding of how to try and play out that fight, because you look at how things start out. A lot of damage out for Rolster Y, but then very quick turnaround.
It's all Iza. They use the exhaust early here, but Iza in tandem with Long just shut down Do right from the get-go, and the Renekton with no exhaust to slow him down is such a menace. Renekton Lee Sin, that's exactly what we said the crux of the early game for Nova would be reliant on, and these two guys, they completely ran the show here. Long and Iza stepping up big in game 3.
But we do start to see Zero come online. He was able to execute the backline, take down Nyan. Was nearly able to take down Yami, finally finished off Iza. And so a situation where the Zed is getting stronger. That being said though, Nova with 2 dragons and the gold lead.
They've secured themselves some sort of scaling, at least in this game. They do have the Oriana. Shockwave is going to be really big here. They do have the Koki, that package, the damage. It's going to be very big here as well. But Rolster Y, there are definite ways you can play out this game. There are definite ways you have to win this game. You just need to be creative. Use a flank angle from your Zed. Force the Shockwave early. Flank angles from Camille like this.
Over by the side. We'll spot out Iza. Iza pops the dominance and the ultimate. You have to watch out for the Shockwave. Remake's going to be nearby. Has the Shockwave loaded and ready. Coming in, the Facebreaker. They managed to hold Remake in place. Shockwave on the 3 in the backline. Do going down. Luna going down. But they managed to trade back. Not even one, actually. No, haven't been a trade back. Yami finally goes down. Zero late into the fight. Wants to take down Long. The Deathmark comes across. Shuriken and the execute for the kill. But Zero can only get so much done with just him and Rattel. They will clear out the wave. Try to keep the turret alive. A few more auto attacks in place. Nova get mid lane turret.
And yet again, such good team fighting coming in from Nova. Such good target selection.
Oh, he's been dead for so long. He's running back in, looking for the auto attack on the Remake. With a hook shot and the precision protocol, not enough to finish off a kill.
And definitely some flashbacks of game 1 starting to come true. Rolster Y, little mistakes will get heavily punished by Nova. And yet again, blinking red health boss as Nova get away with the kills, with the dragon. No hextag. Oh, he does have hextag ultimatum, but it's a bit too deep.
Expecting the hourglass as well.
That too. Good point, Crendon. Hourglass check, something very important you got to keep in mind.
Don't want to have to waste the ultimate when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Could find more value from that later on. So Rolster Y are going to have to be content about that one. But Nova, with a series of successful fights, get themselves back into a strong position. And a lot of that, again, starts out with Long.
Yeah, and Long is on 3 items right now. He's been so effective in these team fights, soaking up so much damage, being so hard to kill, finding good kicks. Look at his counterpart, though, on this Camille. You're so reliant on farm, you're so reliant on gold. Do is trying his best. He's trying to find farm anywhere he can, but he's just an item behind. He's starting to fall behind, and Long would not give you a chance to come back into this game. Your jungler is not someone you can leave in the side lane to secure farm. You need to send Rattel, you need to send Zero, and Do will lose out on gold as a result of that. A level down, 2,000 gold down his counterpart.
Those life
not good right now.
It's really when you're playing solo queue and you're telling your teammates, hey guys, I need to farm for a little bit, and they keep fighting, that they start up Baron, and Do just goes, well, what do you want me to do? I have no money, I can't fight here.
Look at that.
Kiting away from Ita, a beautiful set of mechanical moves from
Isa's
Zero.
dead.
Pops the Hourglass, Do gets the flash in, comes through with the Hextech automate them. They're looking for a kill here with the barrier pop Zero. Going low, but still able to get the kill pickup. Yami dashing in, trying to get the knock up onto Zero. Sent away as Do acts as bodyguard.
But look at
for the
Long.
Zed.
He just doesn't care. We said junglers are not someone you usually leave in the side lane, but because of the mobility, you can identify timings where you can capitalize on big waves. Trading sides of the map is what Nova does so well, and Long right there secures himself yet another 1,000 gold lead on Do. Even though Do got the kill onto Isa, it doesn't matter. The richest man on the game right now, on the Rift, is going to be Long.
My goodness. And Long knows because there is no Elder Drake, there's no need to be towards spot side. He just needs to be close towards the Baron. If his team wants to start it up, he's going to be there to help them. If Rolster Y started up, he's going to be there to stop them. Just an amazing set of decisions made by them.
Nian's just waiting on the timing. There's nowhere he really needs to be on the map right now. All the lanes are coming in.
That's very impressive, you know, like being able to prevent yourself from picking up the treats.
Yeah,
That's
very
like
good self.
the delayed gratification. No,
But he still picked it up pretty early. That's going to give them a very slim window.
we'll have to see if that's
not
actually
it.
going to come into play, if that's going to make an impact in this game.
And that's why Alistair is such a great pickup against a champion like Camille as well. One headbutt and Hextech Ultimatum's gone.
Sure. And then you have the 4 other Hourglasses that also prevent anything from happening.
Oh, but
Ooh,
look at
that's
Nomel. Nomel's such an angle right now.
Yeah.
The problem is Kaki's online, Oriana's
fog
online.
war.
The balls and rockets are going to do an amazing job and zoning away key targets on Rolster Y. They're going to start this one off. They have the package to zone. Nova might just do it.
Elder Dragon off of spawn. Redemption coming through now. Rolster Y trying to get into the pit, but amazing position here from Nova. Yami tries to go forward again. Silence here, gets taken down. Ratel with the first kill. The pick up starts here for Rolster Y. Nova need to find a way to respond back. Zero into the backline, trying to take down Nian. Nian immediately pops the Hourglass, pops the package, but over by the back door, looks for the kill. The exhaust lands onto the Corgi. Nomel tries to buy time and attention away from Nova. Pulls them in the facebreaker, and now Elder Dragon stop. Nowhere for Nova to continue.
Rolster Y, they have the HP advantage, but they have the numbers advantage, but not the HP advantage. Forced to reset right now. They have like a 10-20 second window where Yami is still dead, that they can try to force something, but they're not going to be able to find that timing window, I'm afraid. Dodo using a good timing to go in, shove out the Baron wave, put some pressure on Nova on the map.
Omo, good timing.
I think it's a good timing, but where's the rest of Rolster Y?
Because Rolster Y haven't
Where
given
are
up their
you?
space. Nova gets to stop the Dragon once again. Ratel thankfully gets to run down in time, try and prevent this from going down, but Long, he's nearby. He spots this one now. He's going to make sure that Rolster Y don't get to pick this one up for free.
In the last team fight, not too many key resources get burned. Oriana would not have flashed, Kaki would not have flashed, and Sett would not have flashed. These are the big things to look out for, while Luna still does. If he keeps himself alive, if he doesn't get dived, this could be Rolster Y's fight.
Yami forcing a fight here.
Luna,
Tries to look for
man.
the knock-off. Luna beautifully gets the central charge to dash away. Here we have it. The fight starts out easy. Looking for the pickup onto Do. Redemption comes across. Damage out from Luna. He's popped the Guardian Angel. Trying to take down Long. Locked by the side. Ita going down low. Ratel chases after a kill. They haven't been able to finish off one, but both sides losing so much HP.
Such a push and pull fight from both of these teams right now. It's Nova that starts off the team fight, but Luna, fantastic performance from him. Doesn't even need to use Flash. Doesn't even need to use Hourglass. Just comfortably uses the satchel charge to get right out there. Both teams alive. Both teams no resources available at this point. Every flash has basically been used on the side of Nova, but Rolster Y still have flashes on 4 key members. If they start the fight off right now, I gotta feel like Rolster Y are favored for sure.
Almost 3 games down to the Elder Dragon. 3 situations where we've gone into Elder Dragon for either side to win the game. Zero off in the side lane right now, trying to shove it out, trying to buy some time, give some space over to his team. Because Do is off towards the top side, Dragon is not a realistic option.
It doesn't matter that Do is not at the Dragon, as long as Nova don't know that Do is not at the Dragon. He can clear jungle camps, he can clear Scuttle Crab, but he just cannot show on waves. That's the big concern for Do right now. Nova don't know where he is, so he's able to just have the freedom to find farm, to find space on the map, but he's gonna show on the top wave, I think. And this might be a bit dangerous, because Nova, they will just pull the trigger and they will just start this Dragon off.
I'm gonna flag Ratel really quickly here. Look at this guy, 4 0-3.
Massive.
Not the same aggressive build he had last game, but still a lot of damage. The Black Cleaver and Starry's Gauge gives Roster-wise Rattel this chance to execute the squishy members in Yen and Remake.
And even Yami, right? He's been positioning so aggressively that if he gets poked down, he will just get taken down. You're not that tanky against an execute. All summoner spells are back up. All flashes. Package is back up because the Dance has been going on for so long. And I feel like Nova, I think you have to do something here. I think this is your cue to take fight.
I think Rolster Y are happy to keep this one going, scaling up still. They have so much more upper ceiling, upper bound to keep going. Whereas Nova, they need to try and initiate, try and start the fight off. Noel more than happy to tank up the other Drake. He's going to be able to heal back up, get back into the fight with his team.
Great
Dragon
use of the
starts
Seed
up. Pulls in attention. There we go in the mid lane to try and pick up the fight on the Ita. Damage coming down. Luna comes in with the assist. Redemption tops Doe back up long. Hits the Sonic Wave, but there is no re-engage.
So if you think about resources at this point, because that's what the game comes down to right now, two things, wave management and resources. Resources are always getting burned by both teams, but Roster Y are consistently finding little edges every single time. Eventually, something should slip up on the side of Nova. They have to deal with the top wave that was set up by Doe earlier. They're running out of resources as the fights go on. I feel like Nova have to make the call. They have to pull the trigger. They have to start something off here, and this looks like Long might want to try.
This is so much tension. Both sides just need this Elder Drake here. They managed to pull in Yami once again, but there is no kill to be had. Long takes the death mark, but you can see Zero, the cooldown on that ultimate going down so quick.
This is the timing that we talked about. Level 15 on that Zed. You basically have no cooldown. Yiza gets caught.
Once again, gets caught out. Luna times his ultimate perfectly. Yiza won't manage to get away with the help of Yami. Remake off by the side, though, not looking for the re-engage.
Don't push his mid. You start off the Dragon. You force Yiza to have the TP. That's the goal right now for Roster Y. You need to do something. You need to force the issue.
They should be able to spot this opportunity out. They go on to the Dragon now. They have the control ward in the pit. No vision here for Long. Long looking for the angle. It's just barely out of range. Finally managed to attack the Dragon off by the side. Yami still pulling attention, but getting caught out. The Ignite comes across. Yami losing health to the Ignite. The true damage burn. Long once again with the Guardian Angel. Zero's over by the backline. He's going to get taken down. Long flashes away in time. Roster Y, a 1-for-1 trade. Zero's the one that goes down.
And it's not what you would expect, but it's Remake that saves the day. He finds an angle for the Shockwave to tie up the members of Roster Y.
Once again, a catch on the Ita. It didn't work the last time. But this time around, it might. One more hit on the Ita. They will not be able to find it. Long comes in clutch to save his Baron lane. And Yen joins into the fight now with the Gatling gun. Long looking for the execute onto Nomel, gets pulled back. Long, it's absolutely unhinged. Nothing can stop this man. He's got the full power onto Luna, taking down a second. Nova find themselves this opportunity.
Grandin, Nova, just do it all. It's all about Long. Roster Y didn't even make a mistake, but Long forces the fight, finds the angles. They're gonna secure themselves the Elder as well.
Long puts in the work, puts in the effort, and they get it done. The Elder Drake likely to go in the hands of Nova Esports. Teleport picked up by Zero, but quickly sent, returned away, not willing to commit in for a fight, not in a 3 versus 5.
Long yet again making highlight reel plays in a competitive game in the knockout stages of the Icons Global Championship. Long is styling on Roster Y with this Lee Sin pickup. He gets onto the backline, he finds the angles. He's impossible to kill as well.
Likely a Baron going down to Nova as we
should
look back at that previous fight. Starts off well for Roster Y.
It starts off great. They keep executing Yami. But look at the Shockwave here. This is what saves the day for Nova. He keeps Long alive. He sacrifices his own positioning, frankly, to keep his jungler alive. And because of that, Long gets to pop off in the upcoming fight. They jump on Iza, no stasis, great call. But tiny mechanical errors from Luna. He should have flashed to begin with. He shouldn't have started with stasis. And that's all it takes. That's all you need to do. And Long will pop off. That's it. It's simple as that. What a player.
Had his stun onto Zero. And Zero, with so much of the team's gold right now, needed to stay alive to make that fight a success.
That's Yami on your screen right now. Shot
Very
calling
excited.
from the graveyard.
Absolutely.
A situation I've been in many times.
Good way to put it.
Yeah, I know, because I'm always in that situation. But I want to highlight Remake as well. It's easy to look at Long and saying, man, this guy's making all the highlight reel plays. But Remake has been sacrificing his positioning, flashing forward time and time again to make sure that Long is safe, to make sure that he gives the extra bit of damage that Long can execute them.
Looking for a fight. Get the catch onto Luna. Luna
sees the rest of his team coming in to try and keep him alive, protect him, flashes away for the shockwave. They have the lockdown. Nomel comes through clutch. Shield comes in as flashes and gets back towards his Nexus, but he's going down so quickly. And here we have it, Nova take down game number 2 in a close match against Rolster Y. That was definitely as close as it gets there, down to the wire. Dragon Dance for so long, the flashes come back up, package come back up. I think that was a 5, maybe even 6-minute Dragon Dance between both of these teams, but ultimately Nova do not slip up. Yes, Yemi kind of got caught out a couple of times, but it doesn't matter because when one player falters,
for what Rolster Y had, they knew that Do was going to initiate because that's what Do's been doing. And Stuart, you mentioned how you know, some of his calls were a little bit well, much of a miss.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of his Hextech ultimatums, you know, he did it once onto Yami, onto Alistar, which Alistar can just headbutt you away anyway. The one that you mentioned onto Yisei as well, when you feel like if Do actually focused the Hextech ultimatum onto Remake, even onto Long as well, when he doesn't have the kick, if he doesn't have the ultimate, then I feel like if you lock down Long and if you kill Long, then that's it. That's the Elder Dragon for you. But again, it's like, you're focusing the wrong targets, in my opinion, on a champion like Camille. You're focusing onto Yidse, which, yes, he got very, very low, but at the end of the day, he didn't die. And if you don't get a kill with the Hextech ultimate,